Yeah, let's do it.
Welcome to episode 2.
Here we are.
Of Behind the Curtain podcast.
2.
Episode 2. And I'll say this. Podcast is spelt right.
It's spelled correctly on the doc, and I think that's a great start.
That's the best start we could have asked for after last week.
100%. I will say you did make this doc, and I did make that doc 1.
Yeah.
So maybe we
I think that says a lot about this.
100%.
Yeah.
But we may have to do that going forward.
Yeah, and I think we should introduce ourselves too.
I think we did not share names last time.
Yeah, so I'm Drew.
Z.
And we're your hosts.
Yeah, that's us. Zaid Malik, full name, government name. Should I throw in the government name?
You can throw in the full guy.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say this, though. In the past 10, 15 minutes,
sure,
the camera gods, out
to us. They have been out to get us.
Absolutely out to get
100%, 100%.
They were fighting, screaming, scratching and crawling, trying not
anything they could do
to be part of this podcast today.
No.
But I tell you what, we're here now.
We had 2 cams.
Mm-hmm.
We went down to 1 for a second. There was a second where we had 1 camera.
Yeah.
Suddenly we're at 3.
Yeah, we did upgrade somehow.
I mean, shout out to the team in the back. Like that's
they were scrambling for that
phenomenal.
one.
Little fist
I'm
bump
fired
back
up
there.
about it.
Let's go.
Yeah. So this is, like I said, podcast 2.
Yep.
Behind the Curtain.
Behind the curtain.
I think now we talk a little bit about something that happened this past weekend.
We have to address the elephant in the room.
It's a massive elephant.
Or should I say
the mouse.
The mouse in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know, one of the most emasculating things is 2 guys trying to figure out how to get rid of a mouse.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it is terrifying.
Yeah.
Something about a mouse, tiny little mouse. You know, you're from New York City and you've seen rats your whole life. Subways, sides of freaking small dogs.
They're big.
But something about this tiny little mouse, I was seconds away from shrieking. Dude, it is terrifying. And we have those mouse traps that are the stick-on ones, so they're not quite dead. And I went upstairs at 6:30.
Let's give them the whole story. Let's do a little rewind. The night before, we're sitting on the couch. Major rustling in the kitchen. Some shaking,
it was bad.
And we were like, what is that?
We thought it was wind for a while.
We did think it was wind.
But then we closed the window and it was still happening and it was terrifying.
That ain't wind no more.
Yeah.
No.
And
went to go check on the guy. Nowhere to be seen.
No mouse.
He could smell human, or he could see human.
And we tiptoed. We took our shoes off and we basically army crawled over there.
Basically.
And there was no mouth.
Yeah, nothing
to be seen. So we set up the trap. Mm-hmm. Next morning I go down there at 6:30. No mouse. No mouse.
But the trap, we gotta include we set up in the middle of the kitchen.
Yeah, near the oven.
And then you woke up first, so what happened?
I woke up, go up there, no mouse.
No mouse.
But the trap moved. So we knew that there was a mouse.
There was a mouse.
I go downstairs, shower, come back upstairs, 20 minutes later, mouse on the trap. And it's one of the ones that stick. The mouse gets its feet stuck on it. And it's literally the mouse is pulsating, trying to get off of it.
That was spooky.
It is terrifying.
That was spooky.
And we just hear the plastic of the mouse trap banging on the floor.
Yeah.
And I was scared shitless.
Yeah. You banged on my door. I mean, that was a little early AM for me.
Yeah.
You banged on my door.
No,
and
I had
get
to
out
wake him
here
up
now.
Because I did. It was part of the contractual agreement.
That was
when we signed the lease that I would put out and provide the mouse trap.
Sure.
But Z would take care of the
I'd
actual
have to do all the rest.
departation of the mouse.
Sure, departation.
Yeah.
I like that.
So when the mouse was finally, we grew the balls to take the mouse out because it
took time. It took time.
It was an
we weren't
ugly
ready.
Couple minutes.
It was.
I can't lie.
No.
So he swept it. You swept it up in the thing. And what happened when you swept it?
So I took a little broom. And I was like, let me just push that little guy down.
Yeah, he tried to kill it a little bit more and stick it to the glue.
Because he was still alive. And pushed him down. Naturally, the broom got stuck to the trap.
Yeah, it was pretty gross.
So that was not great. Had to put that guy in the garbage and then take the other part of the broom, chop him. Not chop, but separate the broom.
Basically, if he wasn't dead when you picked him up, he was dead when you put him into the garbage.
And shout out to that guy. He showed a lot of heart that night.
No, there was a lot of grit out of that guy. A lot of grit, a lot of heart. He wanted it.
He did.
He wanted it.
I don't know what we had in our kitchen.
Wanted it.
Yeah, no. He wanted something, and just respect to that guy. He was probably a glue guy in the mouse family, I would say.
Yeah.
In his respective
He's a great guy. He's the white guy who shoots all the threes.
Yeah.
That's what he is in the basketball terminology of it.
Yeah.
So that was a mouse story from this weekend. It was pretty terrifying. I don't know what it is about mice
Yeah.
in grown men, that is just doesn't add up.
Yeah.
It doesn't match.
Because like deer, like you're fine with deer and all
Yeah.
the other things.
Mhm. I've pet deer.
Yeah, that's nuts, man.
It's not that weird.
I don't
When
know.
you're from Connecticut, it's not weird to pet
Yeah.
to pet a deer.
Maybe I don't know.
You ever pet a cow?
No, I've never pet a
Dude,
cow.
cows are like
dude.
big dogs. You pet them underneath their chin, and they like literally like moo.
Really? Is
Yeah.
that how the milk comes out when you?
Yeah, that's how.
Is that-
Yeah, that's how the milk comes
Sorry.
out. Let's do a little life lesson here. Is that how babies are made? No. But yes, that's not how the cow. And chocolate cows do not provide chocolate milk like the brown cows. It's not how that works.
Really?
Yeah.
But then for strawberry cows,
Yeah,
that's how that works.
Yeah, and almond milk comes out of almonds, like
I got you.
they pee it out
Sure.
actually. So, and same with the oat milk.
But we'll get back
the
into
strawberry
We'll get back
cows.
into dairy another episode because that geeks me out. The whole milk cheese, that whole family.
Yeah, I mean, cottage cheese really is just like moldy cheese.
Really?
Like it's just like fermented cheese.
Yeah, and how they make so many different types of cheeses when it all comes
Blue
from
cheese is literally mold, so it's just you can eat
Yeah,
it.
blue cheese geeks me out too.
Blue cheese is gross. Are you a ranch or blue cheese
Big ranch
guy?
guy. I mean, the people of
on like wings.
on all of it. The people of Buffalo might disown me from their big blue cheese as a Bills fan, but
I can't get behind
yeah,
it.
I'm
Blue
taking
cheese
ranch.
grosses me the hell
I'm
out. The
taking
crumbles,
ranch.
those things are weird,
Oof,
man.
yeah.
I'm staring out, and they feel like they're staring back at me. Like those things like could probably bark.
Yeah,
because
no.
they smell too.
Yeah, they pack a punch.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. But I would say in general, Mouse Story was a good one.
Yeah, should we get into a little bit of sports?
Yeah, I mean, if they weren't going to tell me the Mouse Story, I don't know.
Let's get into a little bit of sports.
Yeah, we can get into a little bit of sports.
weekend roundup, maybe.
Yeah, I think we should.
All right.
Let's do it. We got round up.
There you go.
Yep.
Maybe a little graphic, maybe a little weekend roundup.
That's right.
Maybe.
Shout out to watching it on YouTube.
Shout out. Hey, if you watch this on YouTube, thank you. We're available on YouTube, Apple, Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are the big three, right?
Yeah, those are big three.
There's not a fourth. Anybody trying to squeak in there? Join the party?
No?
All right,
Amazon Music, they don't have podcasts, though. No. What's the Jay-Z one? What's the Jay-Z research? What's the Tidal? Tidal. You ever heard of Tidal before?
I don't know title.
Tidal, it's like Jay-Z's app. And you put out
music?
music. Yeah, so
Really?
if you go on like Spotify and Apple Music, like there's no Jay-Z on there.
Huh.
Yeah.
How
Or
about-
very limited Jay-Z on there.
How about
Because
that?
it's all on Tidal. And when he dropped, I forget what album it was. He dropped an album and it was exclusively on Tidal, and then
Really?
everyone downloaded Tidal and like used it for a free month, and then everyone deleted Tidal.
Smart man. Smart man.
Like some of Beyonce's music is exclusively on there too.
Queen Bee.
Yeah, Queen Bee.
Shout
but
out.
yeah, we can talk about sports for a little while.
Maybe just for a sec here.
You want to start?
Yeah, I mean, can we talk some NBA playoffs?
We can talk some NBA playoffs.
Can we? Is that okay?
Yeah, I mean, I know you want to as a Nuggets fan.
I didn't want to talk playoffs for a while. Nuggets, Timberwolves. That Timberwolves team looked like one of the greatest teams I've seen in the last 20 years for games 1 and 2. I will say that.
With Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
MJ's nephew.
perhaps.
There's a lot of stuff going around about Anthony Edwards being MJ's son.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they look exactly the same.
I mean, yeah, that could be possible. But a lot of these playoff teams, people are trying to dig their grave a little early. The Nuggets, the Cavs,
My Cleveland
your
Cavaliers.
Cleveland Cavaliers, the Pacers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pacers got a little lucky, I will say.
with OG being out.
Yeah, I mean, the Knicks are toast.
You think they're toast?
I don't think they're toast, but I mean, they have nobody right now.
Yeah, I don't know, Villanova trio, but OG does a lot for them.
Like Jalen Brunson has a hurt ankle and a hurt
Yeah.
foot. So, I mean,
We're going back to the Garden for Game 5, so we'll
yeah,
see.
it's fair.
We'll see.
Hopefully, by the time this podcast comes out, probably Game 5 would have already happened.
Yeah, Knicks up 3-2.
Pacers up 3-2.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
Wow.
That's what
They're
I'm
a
going
good
with.
team. They're a good
Josh
team.
Hart can't play 48 minutes every game.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I mean, I'd say the Nugs handled business.
Yeah.
They showed why the champs are the champs.
Champs are the champs. That's right.
I mean, Jokic is ugly, but man, can that guy play ball?
He can play ball, man.
Like, good
He
lord,
can
that guy
play
can play
ball.
ball.
He can play ball. We're a good team, man.
I think we were talking about this last night. Jokic had, in Game 4? He had 35, 7, and 7. And that's just like another day in the office for him.
all
Like,
it
that
is.
guy's 9 to 5. Is 35 points,
Yeah.
7 rebounds, and 7 assists.
Yeah.
He is a freak show.
Yeah, we didn't even put him as a stump star in the newsletter.
No, we
Because-
didn't. And we can talk about the guy he's going against. Booty Gobert.
Booty.
Because
Rudy
that
Gobert.
guy stinks.
Dude. That
Barbecue
guy,
chicken.
4-time defensive player of the year.
He's awful.
I mean, for what? Jokic literally just toyed with him.
That guy started COVID in the NBA.
Yeah.
He was the downfall of the NBA for
Yeah,
that season.
He was.
But, I mean, I think other than that, we can talk about other series. My Cavs showing a lot of grit.
A lot of fight.
They're down 2-1 going into tonight's game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm going to sound like a clown, but I think they got a chance tonight.
Absolutely.
Something about even number games.
Yeah, game 2. They look
and
good.
And the Boston Celtics doesn't add up.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 + 2 does not equal 4 for them.
Yeah.
Quick maths.
Yeah.
Man, it's not hot. But I think that they got a real chance tonight.
I think so.
Donovan Mitchell finally showing up as a Cleveland Cavalier.
Yep.
Darius Garland, who seemed like had an Amber Alert on him for the first couple games.
Sure.
They canceled that.
That Amber Alert taken off the table?
Yeah, it's gone now.
Okay.
Karis LeVert figuring it out.
And who's back?
Dean Wade, the other D Wade.
The other D Wade. He's back.
He's back in full force.
Full force.
That guy he's got one of the more electric wedding videos of all time.
Does he?
Yeah, so his best man speech, he combines the miracle speech with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Uh-huh.
And he's like his you can find it. We'll link it in the highlights.
Sure.
But he starts it off by saying like not this wedding. A lot of weddings you don't want to dance. Not this wedding. Not tonight.
That's awesome.
And then he skips over to Steve Austin and he goes, "I'm gonna drink 1 beer,
Oh my god.
2 beers,
That part,
3
I think.
beers."
Yeah. That's
So
awesome.
it's pretty fire. But I'll tell you this. Dean Wade is the X factor for this team.
X Factor.
Dean Wade is an X factor, and then I'll say if they can get Jared Allen or not back is another big one for them.
Mm-hmm.
We can go into the Mavs series too.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a weird series.
Weird. Game 1, OKC took it. They looked good. And it was like, okay, I mean, OKC is OKC. Mavs have come out hot after that.
I mean, I'd say PJ Washington has been the difference maker.
He has been. I think it was like 29 and then 27 points, something crazy. SGA said in his post-game thing, he was like, just gotta stop PJ Washington. I don't think they thought about that going into the series.
And Luka and Kyrie are doing their thing.
Yeah. No,
They're dudes.
they are dudes.
Kyrie's a flat earther, but he's out there balling. Right
He's
now.
out there balling.
Yeah.
So,
I'll say that. And then Luka, obviously Kyrie's my guy,
yeah.
former Cav.
Former Cav.
But Luka's a dude.
He is.
You can't stop that guy.
No. He moves so silky smooth, too.
And he is such an asshole.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
Yeah.
Like he just doesn't care
No,
about anyone.
No. The fans
Yeah.
on the road games, too.
Yeah.
Just
Go
yelling.
home,
Yeah.
leave, get the hell out
Yeah.
of here. He's electric.
He is good.
Yeah.
He is good.
And I think we can change into a little bit of some lesser known weekend roundups. I'll take the first one.
Go for it.
We're gonna talk Northwestern women's lacrosse.
Wow.
From the rafters.
Wow.
So apparently Northwestern women's lacrosse is like the UConn women's basketball of women's lacrosse.
Really?
They have like 9 national championships or something like that, and they're just disgusting.
Uh-huh.
And the equivalent of Caitlin Clark in women's lacrosse, Izzy Skeins, scored her 359th career goal this weekend
My God.
in 81 games. I don't know that math because I don't math, but that's like a lot.
That's a lot. 5 goals almost?
8,
4 point
6,
something?
16, 32. What's that, like 4.5 goals a game?
Yeah.
That was pretty good, that math, I think. Yeah, is that right? 4.5, Griffin? 4.5. 359 divided by 81.
4.3.
Oh, 4.43. Good for me.
We're good.
My father out there, who's a mathematician, will be proud
There you
of
go.
me.
He will be.
But she snapped a streak this past weekend against Denver. Snapped her tie, with a girl named Charlotte North.
Shout out.
359 goals.
That's nuts.
81 games.
That's nuts.
So if you haven't heard of Izzy Skeins, but you have heard of Caitlin Clark, just think of that kind of dichotomy.
That's a good pro comp right there.
Yeah, great
And a-
pro
And a
comp.
good word, dichotomy.
Yeah. You want me to tap in the next one too?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's do one more
Okay.
weekend roundup.
One more weekend roundup. Another thing, college baseball now. We're going to go down south, University of Georgia. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Former walk-on at UGA. Had no offers coming out of high school. Now, his name's Charlie Condon. He's now the #1 prospect in all of MLB draft.
Damn.
Yep. and he just broke the single season NCAA home run leader. And he was the SEC Freshman of the Year. His rookie year as a walk-on.
Yeah.
His freshman year as a walk-on. And now he's the number 1 draft prospect in the MLB pipeline. Didn't have a single offer coming out of high school.
That's how it happens.
And just hits freaking nukes. Absolute bombs. Yeah, he's a freak show.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a dog. Imagine that being a walk-on having no... Imagine being those coaches at like Georgia Southern right now, because he's a Georgia boy, or Alabama, or one of those two. Like, you feel like an absolute idiot right
Didn't even give him a shot.
Yeah. Carly Condon hitting bombs. I think the record officially is 37. He hit 37 home runs. That's since BB Core started.
Okay.
You know what BB Core is?
Absolutely not.
BB Core is when they basically nerfed baseball bats. Like the metal baseball bats.
Yeah.
They nerfed them.
I gotcha.
So, nerf means like, for you non-Call of Duty players out there, they made them weaker. But, yeah, so I'd say it's not nerf for nothing there. And I'd say the last thing we want to touch on quickly before we move into a different segment is shout out to all the moms.
Shout out, man.
Shout out
Coming
to
off
the moms.
Mother's Day. Happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Yeah, they're the best. I mean, just
shout out to the moms. Do you have any in your head? Some great Mother's Day stories?
Ooh,
from sports around the world.
Mother's Day stories. Oh, I know you've got one.
I do. I have a chalk one.
Yeah, chalk.
Oh, chalk.
Pause.
Everything. Word wall.
Time out. New segment.
Word wall.
Word wall.
Came to our attention last week that we use a lot of extremely niche
words.
Verbiage.
Yep.
Yeah. And we're gonna explain what the hell a chalk is.
Chalk.
So it's not like what you draw on the ground.
No.
I'd say chalk is the equivalent of, what would you say the best synonym for chalk is?
Someone says that's chalk, like that's
easy.
Yeah, that's easy. That's like, yeah, that's on par.
Yeah, that's on par is a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah, par for the course.
Par for the course,
Yeah.
sure.
So chalk is our way of saying like, yeah, no duh.
Like
brainer, no brainer.
Jokic, is he going to get 30 points today?
Chalk.
Chalk. That's chalk.
Chalk it up, like it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think that's actually where it comes from. Chalk it up. Like that's kind of, I just completely came up with that. So I have no idea if that's true or not.
That makes sense.
But I would say chalk it up is where it's at.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's our term, chalk.
We'll
so if you hear us saying that,
yeah, maybe one term an episode.
Yeah, if you hear us saying that, that's what that means.
Sure.
But I'll say the chalk Mother's Day story.
Give it to me.
Dallas Braden. Perfect game, 19th perfect game in baseball history. Dallas Braden threw on Mother's Day.
Oakland A's.
Dallas Braden is also an electric factory. He calls games for the A's now.
Does he?
Yeah, he's freaking awesome. But his mother died when he was in high school, and his grandma raised him. And perfect game, 19th perfect game in MLB history.
Yeah.
On Mother's Day with his grandmother in the crowd.
Yeah. It's a good video.
27 up, 27 down.
27 up, 27.
And like after that, I mean, he completely fell off the face of the earth because of injuries.
He had his moment though.
One shining moment.
There you go. How can you not be romantic about baseball?
That's right. Great movie.
But
do you have any other stories? I have one more in my bag.
A Mother's Day story. Off rip? I don't have one right now.
I could go Mookie Betts.
Oh, go
Mookie Betts.
Go Mookie Betts.
Shout out to Mookie Betts' mom because his story is awesome. When he was 5 years old, every Little League coach in his hometown said they wouldn't take him on his team because he was too small. So you want to know what his mom did? She started her own team with him as the player.
That's phenomenal.
And now Mookie Betts is obviously one of the best baseball players of this generation.
Yeah.
Arguably one of the best athletes of this generation because he's like a 300 bowler and can dunk and windmill and is a freak at golf.
Yep.
Athlete. Yeah, absolute athlete. So if I don't even know where Mookie Betts is from, but if I'm that Little League coach, I feel like an absolute clown watching him go up there, bats,
clown show.
Lead off for the Dodgers for the,
Oh yeah, he probably went and bought the afro, the rainbow afro, and the red nose.
Oh yeah, I was confused where you're going with that, but you're going clown.
What I will say about Mother's Day and in sports, it's been cool, wholesome to see all the videos of reporters asking all these like the Knicks did one and the Yankees did one of just like, when was the last time you talked to your mom, or like just tell me a story, and all of them have great stories, and they're like, yeah, I just talked to my mom today. I talked to my mom yesterday. So
it's good to see that these wholesome NBA guys,
yeah, they don't have that big of a head.
Yeah,
because
I saw Josh Hart say that if his mom didn't pick up the FaceTime on video, he's going to cancel her phone bill.
Off,
which is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Good thing she picked up. And I think we're going to move into our next segment now.
Okay, let's do it.
You ready?
Yeah.
Kind of on the same path. We're going to bring our one story each.
One story.
You want to go first or I'll go first?
I like you going first on the stories. We did that last week.
Yeah, I got a good one. So
last week it was a great story. Pathway.
Yeah, NFL pathway players. Yeah. We're going to go with Hubie Brown. Hubie Brown. So if you haven't heard of Hubie Brown before, I'm going to enlighten you on the career of Hubie Brown. So Hubie Brown is probably most known for being an NBA broadcaster.
I'd say so.
But when Hubie Brown was 16 years old, he's an old wolf. He's 90 years old right now. When Hubie Brown was 16 years old, the NBA began. So that's how you know he's an old wolf. But he has seen every NBA season ever.
That's wild.
Every NBA season ever. And this has been kind of going around social media a little bit the last couple of days, so I decided to tap in, do a little bit more research on the lore of Mr. Brown. But he graduated from Niagara in 1955. Played basketball there. Oof. Coached high school for 10 years. Became a Duke assistant coach in the 70s before Coach K even got there. So that's how you know this guy's been around the block. His Coach K's retired now. He got there in 1980. Was there for a couple of years, and then he joined the Bucks, the Milwaukee Bucks, as an assistant coach when they had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Oscar Robertson. And they lost to the Lakers in Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
I think he had to ride a horse to the stadium.
He rides his coach and buggy on his way into the stadium for that one.
Oh, man.
So then after that, he was the head coach of an ABA team, the Kentucky Colonels.
Before the merger.
One of the two ABA teams that wasn't picked up by the NBA. One of two. And he coached Marvin Bagley III. The third, who's an NBA player right now. Yeah. He coached Marvin Bagley.
The first?
The heir to the Bagley family.
Oh my God.
So that's electric to start.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Okay, and then, so this is only like half of his career. This is half of Hubie Brown's life right now. We're still in like Hubie in the 80s. He's like 50 years old right now.
90.
And then in the 80s, he became the head coach of the Hawks, Atlanta Hawks. They were not that great. He missed the playoffs in his first year, and then they were fine. Then after that, he left the Hawks and became the head coach of the New York City Knicks, the Knickerbockers, where they drafted Patrick Ewing. So he was the head coach that drafted Patrick Ewing. And then he got fired from the Knicks and went into broadcasting. After he went into broadcasting, he came back as a head coach in the NBA and was Pau Gasol's head coach when he was a Memphis Grizzly. So this is like early 2000s. Yeah. So this guy still today calls NBA games for ESPN. He's 90 years old.
Yep.
He's seen MJ play. He coached Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He saw Larry Bird in the Magic games. He called those games. He called LeBron games. He's called Kobe games. He called Jerry West basketball games.
That's nuts.
Dude is an absolute animal.
And now he's calling Anthony Edwards games.
He's calling Anthony Edwards games.
How crazy
he's calling,
is
that? The next generation.
Yeah.
90 years old, still in the booth.
That guy's seen a lot of ball.
He graduated college in 1955. Yeah. From Niagara University.
I mean, that's an old wolf.
Old wolf. That guy gets around.
Yeah, Hubie. I mean, shout out to him for still having the energy.
And this is one thing I got to say about this whole situation. Why the hell does no one ask Hubie Brown about ball?
Yeah.
Why? We should talk to Hubie Brown about how he thinks the future of the NBA should go. And the
GOAT debate? How come Hubie never?
Yeah, Hubie should chime in on that debate.
He's seen every player there is.
And also, when he was the Kentucky Colonels head coach, he coached the guy who started the Harlem Globetrotters.
This guy's got his hand in everything.
Hubie Brown is basketball.
My God.
So if you ever think of the father of basketball, not other than John Wooden, the guy who created the damn sport, it's Hubie Brown.
Wow.
Undebated.
Yeah.
Hubie goddamn Brown.
Hubie Brown.
I think that was my story. That's what I'm sticking to.
Yeah, that's a great story.
I went from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to Anthony Edwards.
My God. Marvin Bagley the first.
He's seen all the Bagleys.
That cracks me up. My God.
Well, And I think your story's up now.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough to top that. It's hard to top Hubie Brown. I do have, let me pull this up here.
The guy's got to have his notes.
Just a couple notes just to give, just for the date. I'm going to take us back, all the way back to May 7th, 2022.
2022?
Yeah, so not all the way back, just a little bit back. The 148th Kentucky Derby.
Okay.
That just passed.
We're going horses.
We're going horses.
Okay.
We just went wolves.
Yeah.
and now
we're old wolves. Now we're into the thoroughbreds.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go horses now. We're gonna go to the 148th Kentucky Derby.
Okay. I know where this is going.
Yeah. For anybody who's not familiar with horse racing, it's very, I'd say, I don't know, upper echelon sport. You don't really hear about it too much.
Yeah, I mean, the big ones are big, and people go in fancy hats.
Yeah, fancy hats. They wear, people, I don't know, people who
have a lot of money.
Yeah, those, thank you. Yeah, people who have a lot of money, they go to these events. But 20 horses per race, per derby. And the way it works is kind of like the PGA Tour, where there's a season. And each weekend or, whenever there's races where you qualify, you earn points. And then the 20 horses with the most points, they qualify for the Kentucky Derby, the most prestigious horse race of the year. And there was this horse by the name of Rich Strike, which when they were deciding the top 20 horses, they bring the top 25 to the Derby. And the day before the actual race at 9 a.m., they announce, you kind of find out who the top 20 are. And Rich Strike, the whole team was kind of prepared. They knew they were on the bubble.
The bubble.
Yeah, they might not have been 20. They might have been 21. But the, judges walked into their little room and they broke some bad news to him and said, you guys were horse number 21. Wow. Yeah, you guys are not going to qualify for the Kentucky Derby this year. And they're like, damn. Shot, to the gut for, trainer Eric Reed, jockey Sonny Leone.
Oh, wow. Pulling out the names.
Yeah, the Reed family, all over that horse. But the night before, so that was morning time, the day before the Derby, the night before, one of the horses in the top 20 goes down. Sickness, bad sickness, unfit to race the next day. This Rich Strike team already on their way to New York for the next race. They're like, we're not going to get the Derby, so we're just going to head to our next race. They get the call saying there's an opening. And if you guys are still able to get back, you can be the 20th.
They got them on the horn and they turned around.
You can be the 20th horse in this race. They're like, oh my God, no question. Turn around, drive back to the Kentucky Derby, Churchill Downs. And they're like, all right, we're going to do this. We're going to do this
150 miles per hour.
Yeah, probably. Probably riding Rich Strike all the way back. Took him out of the stable and said, Rich, go.
Mush.
But they weren't expecting much from the race. They thought they could place between 10th and 5th and just show that they had something.
Some juice?
Yeah, some juice. And, the race goes on. It's a great video. We'll do the same thing. We'll link it here somewhere. But, 75% of the race, they're in 10th place. And they're like, okay, you know what? We're fine.
Chalk.
We're fine. We're chalk. Yeah. We're going to be all good. The 10th place is fine as long as we're not 20th. They come down the stretch and he goes from 10th to 9th, 9th to 8th. And all they said is they knew Richie was a end of game horse. If they could just get
a fourth quarter horse.
Yeah, fourth quarter horse. Thank you. That's good. If they could just get to the fourth quarter and they had a chance, he could make a late surge. That's exactly what he did. In the final 100 yards, you just see him, maneuver around horses like I've never seen before. And out of nowhere, even the guy calling it didn't even mention Rich Strike until the very end when he pulls ahead of Epicenter. And 80-1 odds to win the whole race. Wins the entire Kentucky Derby when, for a little bit, he was not even going to be in the race. I don't know what moral you can take out of that. I'm sure there's a whole lot. But, it ain't over till it over.
Yeah.
And
keep fighting.
Keep fighting.
Yeah.
Because you never know.
I will say this. This is a tad tidbit that you left out of the story.
Yeah.
A horse did have to die for Rich Strike to get in there.
I wasn't going to mention the horse dying.
So the horse died. The one that got sick died. They had to kill it. But Rich Strike, in his honor,
in his
juiced
honor.
up that last 100 yards. That's
right.
probably what it was. It was probably the power of 2 horses.
He was doing it for his brother.
That's right.
Yeah.
Fallen soldier.
Fallen soldier.
Poor went out.
Yeah, but just shout out to Rich Strike. I don't know if you hear a whole lot of horse racing stories out there, so thought just give a little love.
Yeah. Give
know?
Rich Strike a little bit
A little
of
bit of love. Richie,
Love it.
as they call him. There's a great documentary on YouTube. It's in a couple parts, but it goes over the whole story. They got him when he was 2 years old. He still was an ox at 2. I mean, I was looking at that guy. And I was
Pretty
like,
sure he was a horse, but
I mean, sure.
yeah.
Um,
Sorry.
no, that's fine. That's
I had
fine.
to. Yeah, I mean, those things are massive.
Yeah,
I can imagine getting up on
an
one of those
absolute
things.
unit. But and the jockeys, they're always like
The little guys.
little guys.
Yeah.
And
They're
you know, you
they're
can't
small cats, man.
Yeah, you can't have 6'6" guy riding.
They're like Oompa Loompas hopping
I
off of the
know.
top of the thing at the end of the race.
Taxing on the body though.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not.
We just got breaking
Oh
news.
my God,
Oh, goodness. Donovan Mitchell out for game 4.
is that today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good thing I don't have to watch that now. Unless Donovan Mitchell actually did miss a game earlier this season in Boston. The Cavs won.
Wow.
So
Cavs are gonna
Dean
take-
Wade.
Big
That
Dean
was the
Wade.
Dean Wade game.
Really?
He went off.
I could sense that again.
Yeah.
Let's put it in the air right now. 5 threes for Dean Wade.
Dean Wade. Mash that over. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
My God.
I can't. We're no betting. But I will say this: if the Cavs win tonight, I will be running through a brick wall.
Yeah.
Now that there's no Don Mitchell. Anything else on the horse story?
No,
Thoroughbred?
I think we're good. I think we went Hubie, we went Rich,
and we went Don.
and we went Don there. Great little tidbit from the back there.
Back of the house.
Back of the house.
That's huge.
Huge.
And I think we're going to move into our next segment that we call the juice station.
Yeah, it's time to get
It's time to get us some juice.
baby juice.
So
here.
we are going to do glue guy on 3.
Oh, glue guy on 3. I didn't even think we were getting into that.
We're getting into glue
Glue
guy
guy
on 3.
on 3, and we're changing it up a little this week. It's not our categories. It's production team in the back. We got Faith, we got Griffin, we got Nick, and
They came with the categories,
they've
so
got
it would be
categories.
completely off dome for your boys.
yeah.
Completely off dome, which it was last week. But this week we're going to be completely off dome. You got them, Griffin?
I got my category from it.
Yeah. What you got?
Tell.
Alright. Glue guy. Gas station snack.
Wow. That's electric.
Wow.
I got mine right off it. I'm ready.
Yeah, I got mine
Yeah,
too.
this would be electric.
Glue guy gas station snack.
You ready?
All right.
3, 2, 1. Beef
Sour
jerky.
Patch Kids.
Oh!
Man.
I
was
feel like
thinking
it's beef jerky.
Yeah, beef jerky.
It's got, because think about it. The guys who go in there
Yeah.
and buy beef jerky,
Beef jerky.
let alone make them the glue guy
Yeah,
snack.
yeah, I know. That's
Because those
gritty.
guys are gritty
Grit.
that walk in
That's
there.
straight
'Cause
grit.
I personally don't like beef jerky,
Really?
but yeah, it just freaks me out a little bit.
Geeks
It's
you a
literally
little?
like meat in a little bag. It's
In a
really
jerky.
freaky.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's kind of freaky. But that's like glue guy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm going to walk in there. I'm a little hungry. Don't know if I'm going to make the dinner.
Yeah.
Need something like
No.
high protein,
Absolutely.
fill you up.
I
Beef
don't
jerky.
hate beef jerky at all. I think that's a good one.
You went
I was going
very
more
different.
Candy. I was going
Yeah.
more of like candy snack. When I walked into the gas station in my mind just now, I took a left turn.
Okay.
And I went to the candy section.
Okay.
Sometimes they hang the beef jerkies right by the register
Yeah.
to get you. Like
Yeah.
you got your drink, you got your candy.
You see the peppered beef
Yeah,
jerky
the teriyaki- the
hanging
smoked
right in front of you,
teriyaki.
and you're just like,
Yeah.
man,
What?
that's for me.
$2.19? Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'll pick one of these up. So I took a left turn. You went straight. That's okay. But
I like Sour Patch Kids. Though.
yeah,
I was
good.
yeah, that's a movie theater.
that would be more movie theater. After I said it, I did. Yeah, that would be more movie theater.
The second you said sow, I thought you were going like sour cream and onion chips. And
That's-
I was like, that's a good pull.
Yeah.
But
No, that's good.
I like Sour Patch Kids too.
Candy
Yeah.
snack. If you walk out with the Sour Patch Kids and a beef jerky, I mean, you just gave yourself juice for 6 more hours.
You just won the draft lottery.
yeah.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Buy a lotto ticket
Yeah,
while you're at it
no.
because you're getting good luck. For the rest
Whoever's
of the day.
behind the register probably shook your hand before you walked out of
Yeah.
there. They're like, hey, respect to you.
Little tip of the cap. Like,
One of those.
Sir,
Respect to you.
I like that.
Great category, though.
Great category.
I like
What we
that
got
a lot.
next?
Anybody else got one?
Me?
Faith?
You got one? Faith?
Yeah, I got one. Glue guy party song.
Party song.
Oh,
God.
boy.
God, there are so many good ones.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Blue guy though. Okay. I mean, I think we just got to rip it, and whatever comes to mind comes to mind.
Yeah.
Oh God, I have no idea. Okay, I'm ready.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. I got
3,
mine. 2, 1.
Party Rock
Pursuit of
Anthem,
Happiness
LMFAO.
remix. Man.
Dude, I don't know where that came from.
Party Rock Anthem. LMFAO.
What deep bowel of myself that came from?
That went to the middle school parties.
Dude, that was greasy. That answer was grimy.
My
I'm not gonna
God.
lie. That was gross.
That's fine.
I felt like I sinned when I said that.
That's
And,
okay.
Like, I have DJ'd parties before too, and like that was gross.
Man.
But I'll tell you what, those guys were electric.
You seen the music video?
Yeah,
With everyone's got the froze.
Yeah, and
the glasses.
thick frame colored glasses.
Oh my God. No, that did that was all of whatever grade we were in. That was like the song for a year. I think that broke the YouTube records back then. And then it's been since passed by so many others. But
Tap into yours.
yeah, Pursuit of Happiness. I mean, that comes on at a thing. It's
The
that
remix is
remix. Yeah, I mean, that's, everyone just kind of vibes out. I don't know. Good song. Good category though.
Great
Another good category.
We got
We got one more chance
One
to
more.
do this.
Blue Guy Airport Essential.
Oh, see, this is perfect. These are great
That's
categories.
a good category.
I want to really
Airport
hit,
Essential.
I want to hit this on the head
Okay.
here.
Wow.
Oh,
You can go a lot of different.
I got it.
Oh, I got a good one.
Oh, but it's not. I know. I can tell that's not the one I'm thinking of, though. Is it?
I know
Think of the essential. The glue.
I'm thinking of my essential. You ready?
Yeah.
3,
2, 1.
Dramamine.
AirPods.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go with the neck pillow.
I thought you. Yeah. I'm glad we both
You know
stayed
what
away from
Dramamine
it.
is?
It's the motion sickness.
Motion sickness.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't handle those flights without them.
Yeah.
That's my glue guy. That's like a true glue guy.
Yeah.
Like, cause if not, I'm having trouble on that flight.
Yeah.
Like
No,
it's bad
I
news.
get
Then
that.
you gotta wait for the seatbelt sign.
Yeah.
And you're in a tough situation there if you don't have it.
Oh,
The
man.
Dramamine with you.
And God forbid you get up when that seatbelt
Dude,
sign is
some
on.
people just don't like. Have you ever been on an airplane and like it literally gets off the ground and people stand up? Like those guys just don't follow rules. Like those guys must feel like absolute badasses walking down the aisle.
They think they are. I mean,
Yeah,
what
they
are-
do.
What are
And
they
I'm
doing?
like, I always get pissed off. Like
Yeah.
it's like, dude, like you can't wait another 5 minutes to pee. Like, come on, dog. Like, what are we waiting on? Like, I get it if we like, you're on the ground for 3 hours, like,
Yeah.
and you gotta go pee.
Yeah.
But like, these guys are just like standing up instantly.
Yeah.
It's like, come on now.
Yeah.
All right, continue. AirPods is a good one.
No, AirPods. I
is
think that's
chalk.
the glue guy. I think like that. If you talk essentials on travel,
Yeah.
I mean,
A
I could-
headphone in general.
headphone in general. I could go into the crying baby in the plane. I could go into the,
the
the
great
old
guy.
couple behind you,
Yep.
the chatty Kathy, or Carl next to you on your
Yep.
left.
The two big people in the back rows that you're
Yeah.
walking on there late, and you walk by and you're like, oh
Yeah.
God, I don't want to be the cat in the middle of those
No,
people.
dude, when you're walking, you're by row 10 and you're like row 17. You see that one row where you're like, oh boy.
yeah.
Like, please no. Oh God, no.
Oh, sweet heavenly Father.
Please, you got Griff cracking up in the back.
So that's, I get terrified.
Yeah, you play it out. You're like, okay, I'm
shaking
seat
in my
C.
boots especially because it's usually a slow
Yeah.
grip to the back
Slow
of the
drip.
plane, and you're like, please.
And then you
somebody
start
sit
counting
there.
it out. You're like 11, 12, 13,
Yeah.
14, 15.
How many seats are left in this plane? Am I gonna have
Yeah.
to sit between those two cats? Because usually they know each other too, and they just do it on purpose.
Yeah,
Those
they're like,
bastards.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, and I'm
Man,
sure they know
that's-
each other.
that's
But that's a
trouble.
good. Those were good 3 categories.
Those were good, really
Yeah.
good categories.
The curveball thrown to you guys with the switch categories. So those are completely off the dome.
That was off the dome. I think we didn't do anything heinous.
No, there's some chalk answers.
Chalk answers. Party Rock Anthem LMFAO. That was out of left field. That was out of left field.
Greasy answer. Yeah. Oof. God, 7th grade, just flashbacks.
Man, those afros. I think people dressed up as them for Halloween.
Yeah.
Put the afros on. Put the
No, there's an idea.
Halloween costume. Or
No,
what?
there's an idea. Halloween costume next year. LMFAO.
LMFAO. I like that.
People just think we're freaking idiots because I don't think anybody knows what LMFAO is anymore unless you say you're LMFAO.
Yeah.
But you don't want to go to a bar and
People might think you just have an afro. Like,
Yeah.
They're like, dude, you didn't even dress up.
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with you?
I'd be a greasy looking cat with an afro.
Oh man.
I think
That's
that's
good.
good.
That
So
was
I think
good.
I think this week we prepared our own quote, song, glue.
Yep,
too.
quote, song, glue.
Do you want to snake draft it again?
We'll go quote, quote, song, glue, glue. And I like the snake draft on there.
Okay. I'll go first with quote if you want. I got to just pull up my photo of it.
Oh.
Take a screenshot of them so I didn't forget.
You took a screenshot?
Yeah.
When you take that screenshot?
This morning.
This morning?
Yeah.
About 0800? Around 0800?
I can actually tell you. 12:47, so actually
Okay.
technically this afternoon.
Afternoon.
But this one, I think, these are 2 quotes. I'm going to throw 2 quotes at you. I think it's interesting.
2 for 1?
Yeah, so there's been a lot of conversations in the NBA the last couple of days about, I think it was Charles Barkley who started it, talking about load management.
Okay.
How it's like people work 9 to 5 jobs and these guys get to just play for fun, like basketball for their whole lives, and that like load management is stupid. Like, people pay to the opportunity to see one NBA game a year.
Yeah.
And like LeBron's not playing or, KD's not playing and they're pissed off about it. So these 2 quotes, the first one, Josh Hart. This was a little while ago in 2023, but Kyrie brought it up last night. The Josh Hart quote is, "Our job is to play basketball. You've got people getting up at 6 a.m. doing 12-hour shifts. Those guys are tired. For us, we're playing a game." Mm-hmm. And then Kyrie gave credit to Josh Hart last night. He said, "I think Josh Hart had a tremendous quote where he talked about people having 12-hour shifts. We get to go out there and play a game that we love." I think that was the nail. That was the nail right on the head for a lot of us, and we feel that way. I think that's.
Good quote. Really
I think
good
it's
quote.
interesting because you hear a lot of stuff about how NBA players and professional athletes in general aren't really as tapped in, because they kind of live these lavish lifestyles. Which, obviously good for them. They put in the hard work, but, for the person who's working a 12-hour shift and, this is their one opportunity to see, the greatest player of their generation play. And then, he's played 2 nights in a row, so he doesn't want to play the third night.
Yeah.
It's like, come on now. Like, I get it. Like, you're tired. You're like, LeBron's in what, like year 21 coming up here, 22, and he's 40 years old. If I was 40 years old, throwing down yams like he is, my knees would hurt day 3 too.
Yeah. It's refreshing to hear that.
But it is refreshing to hear
Totally.
that perspective from professional athletes, because I think a lot of them feel that way, but it's kind of always a awkward conversation to have. So that's my quote.
All right. I've got a quote for you.
Yeah.
Deep quote, but I'm just going to go for it here.
Oh, wow.
Anyone can memorize facts and figures. The key is to just venture into the unknown and let your curiosity take hold. Curiosity. Curious. Curious George, the man in the yellow hat.
Wow.
Quote from the man in the yellow hat.
Wow.
Ted. Yeah. I mean,
Wow. Look at that. Curious.
yeah. Great movie, great show, great quote, great character. Anyone can memorize facts and figures. Just venture in the unknown. Who knows what's going to happen?
I love that.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Snake draft, quote, quote, song. So my turn. Song.
Yep.
Song released in 2000
Okay.
by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay.
Californication.
Oh, great song.
Yeah. I mean, just a good song. I just vibe with it. Put it on drive, especially this weather. Roll the windows down, play a little Californication.
It's true. I thought you were going to go Snow.
Snow, heyo. That's a good
great
one.
song.
Good one.
That's not 2000 though, I think.
Yeah, I don't think Snow is. I don't know.
Me?
Your turn. Song.
Okay, I'm ready to roll. All right, it's in my notes. I kind of forgot it, honestly. That's a bad look on me. But I got it right here. Soulmate, Mac Miller.
Oh,
I don't know
Mac.
if this is one of his deep cuts, so I don't know if a lot of people know this song. But the first minute is a fire beat with a quote from Good Will Hunting.
No way.
Which is my favorite movie.
Yeah.
And it's like a really deep quote. I forget exactly which quote it is, but it's a fire song.
Yeah.
With
We
just
just
like-
played last night.
Yeah,
right?
we played the last couple of
It
days.
was when they were
and-
when they're in mid therapy session, and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was one of the Robin Williams ones. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a great song and it's extremely deep, but it's also just a banger.
I love
It's
it.
one of those Mac Miller deep cuts that not a lot of people know, but if you like Mac Miller and that type of music, you will love that song. I think it's just a cool overall piece of tune
Yeah.
in music.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Nice. Glue guy.
Glue guy. It's going back to me.
Glue guy.
This is prepared glue guy. So this actually kind of plays with yours from earlier. We've moved into a lot of the Bluetooth area of the world.
Yeah.
My glue guy, the wired headphone.
Wow.
When you lose your Bluetooth headphone, I personally have a piece of wired headphone that's still in my dresser, my cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
Glue. You never know when you're going to need it.
Yep.
You lose your AirPods, you lose, your JBLs, all that stuff. You have the wired headphone waiting on you. And it doesn't do, you always buy the new Bluetooth. You go back out and buy a Bluetooth.
Mm-hmm.
But when you need that wired headphone, it's there for you. And it's just sitting in the cabinet waiting.
Yeah. No.
Just waiting for its opportunity to shine.
Wired headphones a great play.
Yeah.
Great
And you
play.
see like NBA players still nowadays walking around, NFL players walking into games with wired headphones. I think that's electric. Especially guys like Kirk Cousins who rock like the dad cash kind of thing going on there. He's a wired headphones guy.
Yeah. Wired headphones were out for a little bit, but I think they might be back in.
Are they one of those things that are going to come back in?
I think they might come back in full force.
You remember that time when you had to plug in two things to charge your phone, like the dongle to charge your phone and the headphone? And the Apple really screwed all of us for a couple of years with that stuff.
Yeah. No. They've done good though now.
Yeah, I guess.
Until they
it's all Bluetooth now.
I know, until they update this charger again in like 2 years. Glue guy?
Years.
All right. We did do this in the newsletter, but I think it deserves a podcast shout out as well. The door stopper. The door stopper is a big time glue guy. I mean, he's not in it for any of the credit. You don't really hear anybody saying, hey, shout out door stopper. He just goes about his business. He does his job. What I will say is the door stopper could have gotten into a couple different fields. He could have gone into the mini ramp industry.
Okay. The mouse ramp?
Yeah.
To tie it all back in?
The mouse ramp, He could have gotten into the iPhone stand field for like a YouTube video where you just lay it out horizontal.
Need a little bit higher of an angle there, but
maybe. I don't know.
That's his cousin.
Table. Yeah, his cousin. So he could have gotten into the iPhone stand industry. Nope. They said, we want you to stop doors. He said, you know what? I'm going to go and stop doors.
So you designed for one thing and one thing only.
Yeah, just a shout out to all the door stoppers out there.
And I'll tell you what, that's one of those inventions that I don't know how you make it any better.
No, that's something I don't think you can make better. I think that's something you don't tinker with.
Yeah. There's for a while I felt like there was that where you hooked the door there.
The hook, sure.
It's just not the same.
It's not the same.
So much more work.
Yeah. There's nothing like
a good door stop. Because you got to kick it in, then you feel like the man pulling the door back into it.
You do the pull.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just a shout out to door stoppers.
I love that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I think we tap into now just the next couple of days in sports. What's going on?
Yeah.
WNBA starts tomorrow.
Yep.
That'll be Tuesday. WNBA. Caitlin Clark makes her debut in Connecticut at Mohegan Sun.
Really?
Sold out game.
Wow.
Yep.
Shout out.
Mm-hmm. So we'll have that going on. NBA playoffs keeps rolling.
Playoffs are rolling.
Yep. See who wins those things. We'll talk about that next week.
Yep. Paul Skeens just had his debut for the Pirates.
Olivia Dunn's boyfriend.
Yep. One of the most talked about prospects in the last couple of years. He had 7 strikeouts in 4 innings or something like that.
Yeah.
I
mean, he's a flamethrower.
He threw over 100, over 50% of his pitches or something like that. It was nuts.
Yeah, he's a freak show.
So,
we got that going on, and then we have what's it? The PGA Championship is this weekend.
Oh my God, PGA Championship, and
Rory coming in off a hot weekend,
just got a good
looking
win.
Confident.
Yeah.
Don't let Rory strut around that course.
No.
Don't let it happen. Tiger's back at Valhalla.
Is he?
Oh yeah, he looked good in the Sunday Red line out there.
That's awesome.
Dude, that guy's yoked. When
Tiger?
did he become so ripped?
Tiger?
Yeah, he's a freak show.
He's doing
doesn't
everything
have a back or legs, but he's ripped.
He's doing everything he can to just get one more. Imagine how electric one more would be.
Yeah, at Valhalla too, a place he'd won before.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's a dude.
Oh my God.
I love that guy.
That'd be awesome.
And then I think NHL keeps going too. See if the
NHL.
Rangers
up 3-1.
They're trying to close that out tonight, right?
Yep. And then
Panthers up 3-1.
Bruins down 3-1.
Yeah.
We got Oilers and Canucks. Canucks just went up 2-1. Playoffs rolling.
Playoffs are rolling.
By the next time we're recording, there's gonna be a couple series that are over.
That's right. Hopefully
the Cavs series is still going.
that would be so great.
Oh, Cavs.
Donovan Mitchell,
That
though.
would be so Celtics, dude. To
lose,
lose
yeah.
against a Donovan Mitchell-less team. It would be so Celtics.
That would be Celtics.
But they've got a good team. They've got all the makings to make it.
Yeah, they don't make a lot of sense to me, but that's a story for a different day.
Yeah.
I think we're good.
I think we're good.
I think that's a wrap on episode 2. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the second episode of officially Behind the Curtain.
Behind the curtain.
We'll catch you next week.
That's
Hit
right.
that outro music.
Boom.
bad do I have to pee? I have to pee. I think that camera's off, but I have to pee.